In this video, we'll be taking a look at Padmé Amidala, based on her appearance in the Geonosis Arena. So this was figure number 1 in the Black Series line, the entirety of the 3 3/4 inch Black Series line. And I think she was also repacked into the canceled Legacy Collection wave that came out a couple years later, I think it was. That was the line she was originally supposed to be in. And I think she may have been slotted for the TVC at one point, or she's kind of in that category still where it was in limbo between what would become of the Black Series and then TVC. And to this day, we still don't have a release of her in the Black Series line for this particular outfit, that is. I don't know if Hasbro will ever get around to it, quite frankly. I have heard rumors here and there that for whatever reason Hasbro just doesn't want to repack this one, and if they ever do, they would rather do a different action figure or a retool one. Maybe they're wanting to go for something a little more conservative, I guess, with like this Legacy Collection action figure here, which is basically like a retool of this one. And we'll do a comparison of the two here in a little bit. But I think to this day, this is still the best Padmé Amidala we've ever gotten from Hasbro, at least for 3 3/4 inch, that is. And it's really good, and even, 10 years later now, it still holds up really good. And I think it's the best likeness to Natalie Portman that we've gotten. As you can see, the head sculpt is phenomenal, I think. To me, this is pretty much spot on Natalie. Of course, there's so many Padmé action figures out there, it's really hard to collect them all. And all the ones I have and all the ones I've seen, I don't think any of them really come close to this one. And to this day, this is kind of like one of the last real Padmés we've ever gotten from Hasbro in 3 3/4 inch scale. Of course, we've gotten a repack of like Queen Amidala, for example, but we haven't really gotten any more Padmés, which I think we're long overdue for a photoreal Padmé at this point. And it would be nice to see this one get a TVC release, but who knows? Fingers crossed, I guess. Maybe at some point. But for the time being, we have this one. So I actually got this in 2016. It was September 2016, actually, and I got it on Amazon, and I only paid like $30 for it. At least at that time, she was really high in the aftermarket, actually. I recall back in 2013, it didn't seem like she was a fast seller, and she just kind of lingered around for a little bit. But usually around, I think by 2014, 2015, when you still found a lot of Anakins on the shelves, you didn't really see Padmé so much at that point. So obviously she was in much higher demand as time went on. At least that's how it was in my area, where it didn't seem like she moved very fast. But over time, it seems like she's had or this action figure's had a larger following, and it's held up over the years. It's been a little bit since I've checked up on the prices of her, but I wouldn't doubt if they're still up there, because there's no reason for them to really come down still. So we'll just go ahead and take a closer look at her. So, like I mentioned, she is pretty much a retool of this Legacy Collection action figure of her here. And this Padmé was also featured in the Evolutions Padmé pack at the time, but this one's the single card release. So like I said, head sculpt, probably one of the best ones Hasbro's made. Looks exactly like Natalie Portman. Some nice detailing in her hair. Eyes are painted pretty good. I have a little bit of something around her nose there. I don't know if it shows up on camera there. Kind of a little bit. But that's always been there ever since I got it. It's not the worst thing in the world. I've tried wiping it away and it isn't. Maybe it's like some residue plastic or something like that. It hasn't been too big of a bother all these years. For her outfit here, definitely tell it's got some weathering on it. As time goes on too, I think this is starting to yellow a little bit. I actually have two of this action figure. I got one by mistake from Tungori, and he just said keep it one time, and that one's kind of yellowed. And it looks like this one's kind of getting a little bit yellowed along the joints as well. So I'll let you know in 10 years as to how this is turning out. So pretty good detailing in her outfit. Of course, this is when she has her shirt cut up here. And she does have the rips in the back of her shirt. And it even has some blood marks there. It's nice for Hasbro to detail that in. And she has that armband there. Of course, her sleeve is ripped off on this side, and then still on for this side. So you have her belt here with her holster, which just stores her Naboo blaster here. I have two pouches here. Then her pants and her boots, which look pretty good. I always thought the engineering for these were really good. The joints are very fluid as well. So in terms of the articulation, she is super articulated. She has the ball joint at the head, has a really good range of motion. She does have hinged shoulders, which pretty much go all the way 180, which is good. Hinged elbows, which go just about 90, close to it. Swivel wrists, and joint at the torso there, along where the midriff is. And then she does have the swivel hips, and then hinged knees and hinged ankles. In terms of weapons and accessories, she has both the standard battle droid blaster. Not a whole lot to say about that. I think it's pretty much the same exact one we've gotten with so many of the other TVC style battle droids over the years. And of course, another usual accessory she comes with, her Naboo blaster, which this one doesn't have a brown pistol grip painted on it. It's just a solid silver piece. So slightly unique, but it does fit in her holster. It fits pretty good. And you can kind of get her in a drawing pose. So we'll compare her with her original counterpart here. Personally, I like it better where she has the hood on, and you'll see here in a second, the head sculpt is not very good on this one. She kind of has that missing patch of hair there, and it seems like all the samples kind of had that. But this cloak she has is really nice. So as you can see, vast upgrade with this action figure here. This one's much more brighter in color compared to that, which makes sense because she's been on Geonosis for a while at this point. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the tooling's about the same. It looks like the belt's the same, the legs are the same. The torso looks a little bit different. Besides the cut up shirt, I think she looks a little skinnier here compared to here. And the arms, you know, I think the arms might be the same actually. It's just this is painted with a flesh tone instead. The hands are obviously different. This one doesn't have a grip for her hand at all, while this one does. And this one has a trigger finger, it looks like. This one, not so much. And obviously that's a huge difference in the head there. And yeah, I think that's an entirely different head sculpt. Shape of both of them are a little bit different. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this Padmé here, she's going to be keeping her cloak on there, and then I think she looks good with the hood. So that's probably how I'll have her displayed. Other than that, I think that's pretty much all I can show you with this Padmé action figure. Pretty basic for what it has, and has the essential accessories, I suppose, given the situation in the movie. So would I recommend her for your collection? I totally would. I think this is the best 3 3/4 inch Padmé we've gotten to date. And 10 years later, it still holds up really well. It looks exactly like Natalie Portman, I think, or as close as possible. Would photoreal and help this at all? I don't know. I mean, the painted face I think looks perfectly fine on this. Hasbro did a really good job. I don't know about holding out for a repack in TVC at this point. Never say never, you never know. But at this point, I don't know. I just can't see them really getting a Padmé in anytime soon. And if they do get a new Padmé, it might be something totally different from this one. And maybe from Phantom Menace or Revenge of the Sith even. But who knows? But either way, I still would recommend this action figure for your collection. Like I said, I'm not sure of the prices these days, but last time I did check, and at the time I got this in 2016, it was more on the pricey side. But even if you spent $30 for this, I think you're getting a good deal because it's a solid action figure all around. The engineering is really good. It's as perfect as it can be. It's a solid 10 out of 10 action figure. So even if you have to pay a little bit more for it, I think it's totally worth it. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for plenty more reviews in the future. There will always be lots more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I always greatly appreciate all your support. And check out some links in the description if you have not done so already. And as always, thanks for watching.